Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, freelance author, artist, sword master, and retired paranormal investigator. Consultant, mind you, not investigator. I'm trying to find my products because I've been working so much. I'm getting the Nick stuff backlog, but boy, have I been busy. First off, we're made possible by, and why did my banner go away? That's interesting. Bam. Maybe? There we are. We are made possible by, first and foremost, Joe Bachman of Joe Bachman Technologies. He has set up our website. He has personally funded our channel, allowing us to have StreamYard with all the fancy stuff. We're also made possible by the sales of my books, The Simple Sword and the Fighting Axe, both available through Amazon at www.amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert, and the BSR Core Rulebook. There are 2 novellas in the series. I'm going to be working on some commercial and other things for those because, gosh darn it, I may need to plug my own works. Now, I know I'm running a little behind. I had some parental duties to make sure everything was set up, and that will always take precedent. Anyone having a problem with that may cordially like it or lump it. Going on further, it is the last day of summer, folks. Now, that does not mean I'm going to simply turn in my Hawaiian shirt. No, I am not an entity who is enslaved to the calendar like so many others. However, it does mean that tomorrow is the start of a special semi-secret holiday that I will be explaining Friday called Leafy Moss. Yes, Leafy Moss. Something I celebrate every year with an elite group of creators that I will be opening up to the Rising Tide community in preparation for that most necessary of things, spooky season. So, good things are coming, folks. Let's talk some accountability before we get into the lovely chats. It gives you guys a chance to get a good comment roll going. I have been doing a lot of art lately to get ready because at the end of October, I have an invitation to have a piece in a show, and I want to get it right. So I'm doing a lot of experimenting and training towards that. October 8th is also Library Con to the people who know it, and FezCon to those on the inside. And we're going to be doing so much so fast for that it's going to be a major, major situation. So I'm excited. Things are ramping up. As the year shifts, my sun allergy will be tuned down. And I don't know what it is, but it's the pressure of sunlight just sucks the soul out of me. So we're gonna work on that. Coming up this Friday. Oh god. Folks, if you watched last Friday on the Historical Fencing Guild, I did Smash or Pass. My version, swash, as in swashbuckle, or passe. But and my loving viewers set me swords to see if I would like them or not. And a couple tongue-in-cheek ones got put in there. And they had fun with the tongue-in-cheek. So this Friday, in only 2 more days and a few more hours, I'm not dreading it at all, I will be doing my first Cursed Sword review episode. It's going to hurt, folks. I do not check the folder ahead of time. They know the rules. Anybody who breaks the rules, there will be no mercy. They will be banned, blocked. I don't care about view count when it comes to that, because it could get me in trouble. Other than that, it's got a lot coming down the pipe. I'm excited for today. I've got some adventures to do. I might be going out a little bit. Life is good. I may not. I'm also waiting on a delivery. So we'll see how all that goes. But let's see what the comments have to say. Oh, I'm also organizing for a couple projects I'll be announcing very soon. So more good stuff coming down the pipe. Happy Hump Day, everyone. May your humping be plentiful and pleasant today. Wow. Opening up strong, Joe, at 9:07. We've got a concrete pour at 8:30, and traffic is being extra special today. Hopefully see you all Friday. Understood. It's Wednesday. Wow. My brain had it set up that it was Monday morning part 2. That's how my week's been. Okay, and I took the garbage out and everything. I know better. Yeah, take care out there. Yes, Joe. In the words of Koepp Rock, let's be careful out there. Please look that up. I can't believe they had the audacity to make that show. Well, Carl is popping in, but popping in before running down for coffee. Good man. And folks, be sure to hit the like, shares, and subscribes. Ring that bell to never miss a thing, because have I got some stuff. Oh, yes. If you didn't see the thing that got shared around, I may have a video of experimentation. God help me. I didn't plan to make it public, but, I show my scars so people can heal, and if I'm willing to make a goof of myself while learning how to do something, you may enjoy it. So that'll be coming down the pipe too. And got a lot of stuff done. Very little of it creative, and very little could be little of writing, and very little of it could be called creative. But chores must be done. Absolutely, folks. Never think that doing chores doesn't have value or the necessities of life. We should be as enthusiastic about what we are doing as possible, or else why are we doing it? Okay, be careful out there, Joe. Hello, everything. Hello, Michaela. Just coming in. Hello, everything. Snap, snap, snap. That's right, folks. That's 3 snaps in Z formation. Get it, Michaela. I know you're getting the best hump you can out of Hump Day. I know how it rolls around these parts. Oh, we've got some more comments. Everyone's greeting Michaela. Hey, Michaela. Hey, Michaela. Hey, Carl. Michaela's greeting back. And good morning, everyone. Currently listening from the phone. They only ordered 1 truck of concrete today, already on my way back to the office. Well, that's better, Joe, because that means I can cause you more mayhem. And Mike Jimmy just got home from his side job. Hey, Mike, Jimmy, you know what? Since you are here, why don't we just throw you and Life on Cora a little bit of love? And bonus shout out to Dan Hollifield, because he's a night owl. I don't get to see him much as I am forced to this realm of daywalking. But what a fun, upbeat, thrilling score to that amazing animation that our friend Mike Jimmy did. It doesn't get much better than that. That's what I love seeing. And Mike Jimmy's been kind enough to show his growth process. So I've been working on some projects for a while. I will show you mine. I will be heinously embarrassed, but we'll roll with it in case you haven't seen it. So heaven help me. This is a test of the Big Stompy Robots hybrid video system. This is only a test. Safety agent Nick going through. We're detecting. We've got bleeps on the comms. Go, hold on. Engaging the enemy. Ah! Enemy safely defeated. We are leaving the scene. What? We're getting radio and chatter from something going on in the city. Heading in now. Oh, being ambushed! Opening fire! Heavy forces! Cannot identify. They're taking it! The city seems to be ripe with threats and danger. Moving in farther. Support forces have gone on now. Heavy weapons are coming in. What is that? I'm getting out of here. I am getting out of here. We've made the area. I don't know what that thing was. Returning to base. Yeah, that was a bit of hilarity, but I am working on making something where I can do at least decent Big Stompy Robot shorts, combining the overlay technology of StreamYard to give me my digital Buck Rogers era cockpits, and then stop motion video for the actual combat. I hope you guys enjoy the bout of silliness that represents. It's part of a dream of mine, and I know it looks delightfully sweeted, but you know, you got to try things. You got to have fun and take shots. And even if I fail doing that, I've had fun in the effort. And yes, I had no script. I didn't expect it to work. So when it worked, which is not how things usually work for me, I had to adapt. If you guys want me to make more shenanigan-worthy stuff like that, you know, let me know in the comments, okay? And if you want to support that, buy the Big Stompy Robots game and buy the apps on JB Tech Apps. The bit.ly is bit.ly/JB Tech Apps. I should make a pop-up for this, but it's funnier because I do it that way. Now, we've got lots of comments, so let's see what else we can. Oh, we have a new oh god. Okay, comment dump, mid comment dump. Y'all had fun. Oh, okay, I see what happened. Take care out there, popping in for coffee. Greeting Michaela. All right, there's Mike Jimmy. And Donna's greeting everybody. What a letdown, Joe. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess. And we're greeting Mike Jimmy. Michaela's back still hurts if she moves wrong. It isn't bad as if it was. So I'm on light duty, like planting flowers. We need one or more large Montana cowboy carpenters who spent some time training as professional masseuses and have a habit of being allergic to shirts to come up and help work the knots out of Michaela's back. You know, preferably the tanned and ripped sorts who may or may not know their way around a broadsword. That would be very helpful. We'll just want to put that positive energy out there in the universe for Michaela. At least I got some coffee, Donna some coffee before the show started. Yes, poor Michaela. Take it easy, Michaela. Best avoid straining it. You only get one spine that breaks easier than it can heal. That's the truth. Yes, you're a good boy, Carl. What? Why is Carl yapping softly? Anyway, that's great. Okay. That's the funny part of the strong spine. If your abs are strong, it helps support it. But to strengthen them, you must stretch the spine. Yeah. That's because the entirety of your lower back is essentially tendon all around. Yep. Whole body works together. So when it turns on you, you are messed up. Hey, I went from running 20 miles a day to being on my hands and knees to make it to the bathroom in, I think that was 06, 05. That was a really bad time for me. I got up and my back just dislocated like a zigzag. I stepped just right and everything was out of place. And so, yeah, let's get her. Okay. Yep, Mike is still right. So it's all good. So ease into your chair, relax a little bit, icy hot, hydrate, follow any medical advice given to you by a medical professional. Always turn the volume down on Wednesday, folks. Oh, too late. Hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. How you doing? You having a good time? I hope you're having a good time, darling. Good morning, Blue Teddy Narrations. Glad to see you, Blue. Blue, because he's blue. Bow, 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 bow. I can't remember. Oh, tonight I'm having a commission call for a logo design. Should be fun. That could go either way. Now let's get back up to the comment because I had another comment dump. Hey, Blue Teddy. That video was great, though. Not a giggle out of me. You are so into it. I'm glad because this is one of those, I've done parts of it for literally years, trying to get where I have the tech and the ability to make something kind of really cool. And I'm hoping with some more effort, I can piece together something that I can really be proud of. Never grow up. Just get bigger toys so you have the money to, now that you have the money to afford them. Absolutely. Oh, that video is. Oh, God. I had so much fun filming that. Yep, Dan totally rocked that music. Good morning. Let's never mind this furthermore. Frog G's in the house. Are y'all hitting up his Kickstarter? His Indiegogo? You're not? Hold on. I've got a new Frog G trailer.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
Yeah, folks, that is off its rocker awesome and way out there. And we support people like Brian Rodman. So we are not unaccustomed to off the rocker mythology fun. So I'm really glad to see Frog G doing what he does and it being appreciated. And the folks behind that comic are amazing. So I'm glad to get that there. Frog is greeting everybody. LOL, great, Nick. Hail, Frog. Pew, pew. Yeah, it's a little active combat. Hail, Froggo. More greetings. Frog's dropping the links to Michaela Jade's YouTube channel at Michaela Jade. More greetings for Frog. Michaela Jade's books at Amazon.com/Michaela Jade. If you want even more Michaela Jade, of course you know. You do. Hop on over to authormichaelajade.com. Always a fan of shenanigans. Keep them coming. Well, then you will get shenanigans from me in one way or another. And look on this very channel, you can see the micro shorts that I did for that and some other little projects when I was able to do stop motion. I have a new app I'm learning because I did all the stop motion stuff through my phone. There's one more that didn't make the cut because it was a little, it was done cinematic, but I made errors. So we'll see. Hail Frog. Yep, everybody's hailing Frog. Joe Bachman, Joe Bach Tech /app-portfolio. That's where you get the Big Stompy Robots game. Get the quick play now. Then learn the lore with the Big Stompy Corporal rulebook. It's got rules and illustrations. And folks, I believe that gaming should not be expensive, nor should it be complicated. It should be a fun, lighthearted endeavor where you can have a good time. That's what I do when I make games. That's what I do when I support other things. I hope we can keep that spirit alive. Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron, YouTube at user killerboy6661. Call, thank you for the one. Hail Joe Bachman and Voodoo. Frog G, Voodoo, Gods and Magic. IGG.me at AT. Frog G, VGM, X, and then a string of numbers that I will dyslexia. Folks, follow that. Get in on that campaign if you have the funds. If you don't have the funds, if you're broke like me, then share it everywhere. Because Frog understands. You know, this is a tough economic time, and the only way to build things up is to be mature and build people up and share things around. So just keep pushing it. Morning, Frog. And Joe's got accountability. Hopefully going to get more coding done tonight since I have a single midnight shift tomorrow night. Then probably recovering from that for the rest of the weekend. Awesome. Yeah, Mike Jimmy says that was epic. Was that Pedro Ang's animation? I don't know. Frog, please answer that because I was wondering that myself. Yep. Okay. Hoosier Indie Authors Book Club Saturday Book Fair. Whoa! Wow! I got a comment dump that moved it without me touching it. Awesome. Hoosier Indie Author Book Fair Saturday, November 26th. Yep, folks, it's 2029 2229 wait, no, 20,229 a.m. to 1 p.m. Honeywell Center 275 Market Street, Wabash, Indiana. I know there's some gumble gooks in there. Something went boink. I'm assuming it's 20. The year is 2022 at 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Honeywell Center. But just for a second, I thought Carl Witzman was going full Vampire Hunter D, and I crunched. My mind just crashed. And Frog D says, yep, Pedro on animation, DMH on voice. Noise stuff. Nick, Glenn, my friend, my fellow traditional artist. Glenn is an amazing person, and he's creating more stuff with Hatch than I can talk about right now. Oh my gosh, is it awesome! And I'm glad he's out and doing stuff. We love seeing you, Glenn. Well, more greens for Glenn. What's this? FezCon, Benton County Public Library, 102 North Van Buren, Fowler, Indiana, October 8th from 10 till 2. Yes, folks, it's a short one, but weather permitting, it may be able to go longer. We have to see what the weather's going to be October 8th, and there may be the option for outdoor site time. If you'd like, there may be space, I would reach out to Amanda Tockert at the Benton County Public Library. Look up bentoncountypubliclibrary.org, I think is on her site. Google Benton County Public Library, and you should be able to find it. Great new ad, Frog. Thanks. Pedro does amazing animation, and that's something I want to take a second, since I have a second to take. One thing, if we want to build, a lot of us are related, at least tangentially, to the comics field. I do games for comics. I've done some limited writing. I'm working on doing writing and design with Luke Stone. I need to do a bunch more. But if we're going to bill it and we want to get the kind of success with kids, I hate to say this, independents have to do some all ages stuff. Some people get cranky about this, but bear with me. The all ages stuff lets the kids get exposed. And what you get exposed to early as a kid, and please don't be pervy with this, I don't mean it pervy, inspires you. I'm a product of the 90s. I'm a product of the 80s. But as a teenager, the 90s kind of independent image, Top Cow era hit. And that really impacted me because it was such a dramatic change from the traditional tights and capes crowd. And that really affected me, especially when I found comics that weren't just superhero. But when you talk to people of my generation and younger, a lot of their first exposure to the X-Men, to Iron Man, to Spider-Man, going through Marvel stuff, Batman, were through animated programs. Animation is the hook that will bring people in. From animation, you can double down digitally and go into video games, and you can branch out from back to the comic and literary source material. But we need that. We need that as the shallow water. So I am so happy to see more people delving independently into animation now that the technology is relatively inexpensive and the learning curve is relatively manageable. At least from what I've seen, and with incredible reverence to Mike Jimmy and Glenn. Glenn's doing animation. This is really amazing stuff. I'm sorry, my voice is cutting in and out a little bit today. Ooh. And Glenn has just colored a hatch double spread. Ooh, I bet that's awesome. So keep that in mind. Support each other and support independence and the ideas that will make things work. Now, I do actually have another trailer that came my way today. Actually, a little earlier, it came in. I got it in at the very end of the show Monday, but I could not upload it while I was running straight live because my internet is dodgy. So this is the new Association of Ishtar trailer by Bonsert Vocal. And I figure I'm going to throw that up there because he's having a really bad day. He's got a bad migraine and can't really get into comments. So I'm going to hook him up.
Greetings, fellow traveler, and welcome to the Association of Ishtar, a multiverse of cosmic mystery and steampunk adventure. The Association of Ishtar is a clandestine organization of volunteers investigating anomalies called rifts, portals to other worlds where anything is possible. Most of these planes are but savage variations of Earth, but some are home to advanced civilizations or the occasional alien beings beyond human comprehension. Every day, these brave men and women are risking their lives by crossing the fringes of reality. Should they succumb, they will die in obscurity. But it's not the Associates' vocation to perish, but to seek out and gather information on the copious threats lurking beyond the rifts to ensure humanity can overcome. After all, those who pry prevail.
Yeah, folks, that is an incredible trailer. I love to see the variety of styles and the approach that people take to promotion. I learned so much on this program, so I'm very thankful to you guys. Now, let's see. We've got a few more comments that hit while I was running that, and I totally didn't need a chance to go get my drink. Chunk, chunk. I don't know what the rules for all ages are for all ages. I don't think the average parent and I see eye to eye on what their kids can handle. And that is a valid concern. And I'm not saying it's necessary for everyone, but I am saying that there are two ways you can go when you are given the freedom that independent creation gives you. Some people double down on the content because certain types of content sell. That being the extreme sex, extreme violence, nudity, etc. The anime clause, if you will. The ecchi to hentai anime clause, if you will. However, if one wants to make money, you have to do what the people who make money do. And one thing is you want to avoid exclusion unless it's necessary for your story and you realize that that's going to be what you endure. I don't partake of only G-rated content. I simply don't. But, and frankly, I partake of content that would probably make some people I know roll their eyes back in their head and fall over, but that's okay. However, when my son is out, we do have to keep it much more monitored. And you're right. For example, my son has never seen SpongeBob and probably never will. I find it to be both drivel, insulting, and gross out. And I don't like gross out humor. As a parent, I have the right to censor what goes on in my home. Now, I don't ask anyone else to, and when my son hits a point of cognitive maturity where he can make that kind of decision, he will be allowed to. And even if I don't like it, I'll lump it because he's an independent person. Now, it is a little more challenging because he's special needs, but as a parent, I'm comfortable saying that. And as a parent, I believe it's my right to do so because I believe, I give people the rights that they'd want. So it is a balance. Now, I will talk a little bit. Talking about violence and things is very. You said Eye to Eye Radio Retro Future on YouTube. Thank you, Frog G. Want more? Hit www.Association of Ishtar. Thank you, Frog G. Carl lived a sheltered life when he was younger. Look what happened to me as an adult. Don't shelter your children too much. There's a balance to that. Now, I also let's talk about this. Let's talk about violence in media for a minute, because my opinion on violence in media is a little different than a lot of people. Xander could watch things that depicted very little violence or depicted violence in such a way that at least it showed physical damage, until he got past the point where where the reality of violence hurting became a thing. What do I mean by that? I watch, example, we watch NCIS, a lot of NCISs, and Xander's they're watching it with us. We're watching NCIS New Orleans. Now, there are moments where because he is of an age where he can take if it's going to get gross, you might want to look away. And we can talk about it. That way we can talk about it being fake. But I'd rather have my son watch something where if somebody gets shot, they hurt and they have a wound and there's ramifications afterwards. Not so much pew pew and then they don't die, because while that's safer, it's a false safety. But I still avoid excess in that, and of course excess sexual behavior, because we have to talk about it very carefully. That means I have a lens by which what media I can watch with my son there. And that does affect it. And a lot of parents have to go through this. Now, if you choose not to, or you do content, because I've had to be on shows where they brought content creators who had content that I did not like, aesthetically or concept wise, what it was about. It just was not my jam. But I respect their right to make it, because it's not my job to censor for everybody at all. It is my job to censor and prepare for my son best I can. I'm a parent. That's different. That is, as my father would say, a benevolent dictatorship. And that's just how it goes. Now, if you want to double or triple down on sex and violence and occult themes, whatever else you're about, that's okay too. I don't judge you, but understand that may come at the cost of viewership. And you may gain short-term gains at the expense of long-term sustainability. It's sort of like if you do a YouTube channel and you do something that is semi-educational, fairly mellow, you're teaching people how to fix something or do something, or you're showing something cool, like primitive technology is a great example. You won't get the huge viewer spike because you're not creating a trend, or you're not responding to a trend like the people who are like, I'm going to shout about this and I'm going to rage and I hate that and I hate this and negativity. The problem is that burns out, and you have to keep maintaining that level of negativity to keep getting viewership. And it doesn't really tend to arc high real well. Whereas when you do something that's a little more positive, it takes a while, but you'll build viewership, and the videos and the content is more evergreen. From that perspective, we can put that into our any of our stuff. Now, again, my literary preferences are diverse and bizarre. I've read the classics. I've read absolute drivel. I've read stuff that could be defined as smut. I've read stuff that I didn't know was going to become smut because the author went through a life change in the middle of her series. Does that stop me from reading it? No. Does that stop me from recommending it to some people that I know may not enjoy it because of that? Absolutely. The other factor that needs to come in is the great fan service debate. And I want to talk about that a little bit before I get into the comments, because I know there's a comment done. I love anime. I've always loved anime. I have no problems with this. My favorite anime are probably Slayers and The Slayers, sorry. And Trigun, Vampire Hunter D. A lot of the classics. There's some great newer stuff, but I am definitely, again, of a generation where I like the stuff that came out. Because that stuff is streaming free places, I can go back and I can find certain shows. And I'm finding shows that I actually enjoy. But the fan service that they've put in there, the old school, funny camera angles, things like that, totally pointless nudity, can become distracting when I'm like, but the story is so good. So these are things to keep in mind. This is not a judgment. This is not even an assessment. Because, like I said, create what's true to your story. And if what's true to your story has a niche audience, there's nothing wrong with that. But understand that may limit your profitability at certain points. And that's the choice. And I don't want you to sell out. God, no. I want you to do what you love. But you can't be... How do I want to put this? I don't want and anger to fester in people who make a choice and then have to live with the ramifications of it. Because if you choose an art style that is bizarre or simply doesn't catch on or is dated, many people may not like it. Now, if that's what happens, you have to accept that your aesthetic is different than others, which is fine. I'm an old school artist. I like very thick, very heavy lines. I like a lot of black and white stuff. Go to Nick T. Go to deviantart.com/Nick T. You can see my jam because I try to draw in my style. Once in a while, my traditional artist brain takes over, and I'm like, I must paint or I must sculpt or something like that. And I do love landscapes and things with beaches and both the trees and the shorelines. But not everyone is into that, so I know that won't sell necessarily, and that's okay. Finding that balance is something as creators, and it doesn't matter if it's a literary balance, it's a social balance. Many of us have to have pen names because we work in fields that are not accepting to certain types of creation. My friend Kivrin, I know her name. She's a good person. But she has to go by her pen name because she writes fantasy, romance. And in certain positions, that is not considered, appropriate. Many business positions, academic positions. I have a friend who's online, and every 6 months to a year, he has to completely change his handle because the kids try to find him online. And he's a gym teacher of all things. Nothing wrong with it, but you have a choice there. And I had to deal with it because I actually got suspended because there was a misunderstanding in that I had drawn a character that happened to have the same first name as one of my students. They found the character. It was nothing inappropriate. And they said that it resembled the student too much. And I'm like, this is anime, but okay. And they had to make sure I wasn't something wrong. So I got suspended. Then I was told, reinstated. They're like, we're sorry about this whole mistake. Have a nice day. And then because they asked me to take it down, and I'm like, I'll take it down. It was just a sketch. There was nothing racy about it, but sure. And I took it down because, Morgan, the character's name was Morgan. But because it was a girl, a female character, never mind, she was a 26-year-old secret agent I was designing a thing for. I took it down to keep my job as a substitute teacher. And I went back and subbed, and I realized they I talked to them that if you're going to keep in academics, you need to take down your art. You need to take that site down. And they basically made me choose between my chosen career and my chosen passion. And as anyone who's an artist knows, you can't not art. It destroys you. And I could have started over, but I am not that guy. See, I had the stubborn streak. So I went, okay, thank you. And I put in my 2-week notice. And I just stopped. And it cost them a very reliable sub who specialized in fields they couldn't get students for. I could have worked full-time as a sub anytime I wanted. And I realized that. That was the price of being creative. So if you go down the line of something that's either topically difficult, and this can happen regardless. There's the go woke, go broke mentality of some people. And I'm quoting, I am not saying I agree. There is the, but that's perverse opinion of some others. Cancellation and things happen both ways. But that's something we need to discuss as creators and think about. And it's a tragic reality, but we need to be careful, because that's the reality we're in. Now, I'm not saying any side is the right choice or the wrong choice, because suppressing yourself for money, well, that's definitely the term of selling out, and there's a time and place for it. All of us have worked jobs at one point or another, or at least most of us, that says, "Hi, my name is," and you've had to take BS from people you wouldn't take anywhere else because that's your job. But that will chew you up too. So you have to find a way to express yourself. And if you're going for marketability, you have to realize that is a factor. And I'd love to hear your opinions on it. I've been talking a lot, so I'm going to hit the I'm going to tack on to Carl for a moment and hit the new comments. And then I'm going to go all the way back here. Johnny Cage says, triple down. Yep, Johnny Cage draws boobs. Johnny Cage draws attractive women wearing very little and attractive men wearing very little, often in combat. There may be monsters, and I have no problem with it, because that's what Johnny's about. But Johnny also knows he's not likely to ever get that sweet Disney money, that sweet financial, 8 to 12 demographic. And that's okay. And that's awesome, because when you accept that something will affect you financially, but it's worth it, you've made the right choice if it's worth it to you. In my opinion. Okay. Okay. Hatch spread is finished. On to the Little Man's IGG campaign. Lots of goodies to be had. As soon as that's set up, Glenn, send me the link. Send me a video. I will promote the heck out of it. You know that. Hey, Johnny. See? Everybody loves you here, Johnny. Right there with you on SpongeBob. I can't stand that show. Yeah, it's dumb and disgusting, and I don't want my kid to watch it, and I don't want to watch it. So, yeah. But you're allowed to like it if you do. I don't think poorly on you guys. That's the difference. That's where my rights stop and your rights begin. That's a line we need to learn in this country and online. If it's not hurting you, it isn't a problem. If somebody doesn't partake in something because they choose not to, it's not a problem. That shouldn't be something we argue about. This forced conditioning, you have to like this because it's popular or because it's not popular or whatever. Dump that. Let folks be individuals and then enjoy the shape the flower grows into. Sup, Donna? Johnny's giving you the full upwards. Sup? Hail, Johnny freaking Cage. Oh, I don't like violence. More of a lover. Hey, Carl. Nothing wrong with that either. I'm experienced in both, and I'm happy where I am. Lots of greetings. Nothing yet, Johnny, but it's still early. Ooh. Greetings. I'm a fan. I like the service. Oh, no. And the right program where it makes sense can be amazing. But like sometimes, and it's not even that it's bad, it's just a little distracting. Like I'm watching a show where they're in the middle of a fighter jet dogfight. Cool. I'm trying to watch this rocket jet fighter jet dogfight, and they're cutting for an upskirt. It breaks the tension for me. And it's like, oh, see, I find that a touch more annoying than like you could have a plot point where, nudity or sexual action makes sense and it's in the flow of the story. I kind of see everything as in service to the story most of the time. There are always exemptions. The equivalent of humor breaks, fourth wall breaks. They can be great, but they also can be part of the story if that's what you're expecting. But, serious drama, and then suddenly we're zoomed in on her butt. It's like, it's a nice butt, but the artist only knows how to draw one, so I've seen this butt 50,000 times. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. That might be a little too... We put parental advisory on bans around our books that are not for children. And that's a responsible... You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to, because parents should, in my opinion, be aware of what their kids are reading before they read it and make that decision. They're the adults. They're in charge. They have the responsibility. But we live in a world where we must... What's the word? Faustifer? Yeah. Faustifer is one of my gargoyles. It's coming up on his birthday. Anyway, we must kind of not cater, but anticipate. That's a good way to put it. Anticipate the needs of the stupid. Some people aren't... I believe common sense has become not just a superpower, but an attribute. Like, strength, dexterity, wisdom. Oh, wait. Now, I believe if you have physical strength and somebody doesn't, there is a moral obligation to help them. If you have, if you're more agile and you can get something tiny fixed that somebody larger or less dexterous can't, you do that because you don't want somebody to do it for you. Why not treat wisdom and intelligence the same way? It isn't a moral failing to not be as smart as somebody else. Now, most of this chat are very smart people, and I mean that in a raw, broad IQ sense. There's a lot of different kinds of intelligence. You have emotional intelligence, you have social intelligence, and how it all manifests. But overall, the people in this chat and the people who are drawn to this kind of program are very intelligent. Now, everybody is not as intelligent in certain categories. Everybody's not as learned in certain categories. No one knows it all. So I think if you can help, it's our obligation to help. The other thing is, doing something like that shields you from problems later. And one of my big forms of logic is always neutralize the threat. And neutralizing the threat need not be as dramatic as it sounds, because I say neutralize the threat. The first thing certain people think of is, Dirty Harry pulling out his 44. This is the most powerful handgun in the world. No, we don't need to use lethal action to neutralize the threat the vast majority of the time. Neutralizing the threat can be as simple as, in this case, hey, here's a warning logo. It might not be for you. Then the people who aren't looking for an argument or reason to argue will just pass it by. You'll still have the people who are looking for a reason to argue with you at your booth, but they would have found something to argue with anyway. That's what they're there for. And you just have to anticipate that. The joys of dealing with the public. Let's see. Hey, I guess for me, it's just a question of how can I accurately represent this? Can I call a comic book with smoking guns and fade to black suggestions of sex all ages? It isn't. And that's okay. It isn't bad to have that in any way, shape, or form. But it does limit your potential audience a bit. So you need to be prepared for that. I do think that we need to support more independent creators who are doing all ages, not because I'm promoting all ages stuff, but because that will draw more people into thinking about independent works and then seeing them as quality media. A lot of people, going back to anime as a genre, as a media, I believe Pokemon is still the biggest franchise in the world monetarily. a lot of people started anime from the video games, Pokemon, and started the video games from the anime, and that brought them into anime and manga, and then it just boom blows up because it's a channel to pull people into the concept. So we need to be sure to try to, if we as a culture, as a valid media, and I don't want to say movement because too many people politicize independent creation, and the only political thing I have to say is you should be able to do what you want, and it's, if corporations are getting involved and preventing it or making it harder, that's not fair for the market. That's not right. So, you have to find that balance. But I mean, look at Batman the animated series. They did a lot of things with guns and implied smoking, I believe, and a lot of things where I mean that's still considered in most cases, if not all ages, like 8 and up. But know your target audience and realize what you're not going to get, and then let what you're not going to get go and do it. If you want that other audience, you may need to make a secondary line that's more all ages appropriate. Look at DC and Vertigo. That's the opposite. DC mostly was, comics are mostly all ages, and they wanted to do an adult line. They did Vertigo. They realized we could target much younger people, and they did some youth-targeted things. When you're analyzing what you're doing, there is a layer of, is there a market for this? What is my market? And working through to build that up. I know this isn't exciting stuff, but I do think as creators we need to look into it because, again, it doesn't matter what we're doing. Anything that can nicely pave the road towards people getting better content, because let's be honest, most of the content that big creators make is a little samey, to put it mildly. That's part of why I support the independent creators. I love diversity of ideas. I love diversity too. I like people. But in this case, I'm talking about diversity of ideas. And then seeing what works. So there's that. To me, it would have been all ages once upon a time. And that's true. No, that really is true. The standards have shifted dramatically. Even Sesame Street. Sesame Street used to cater towards kindergarten to first grade. And then now it caters to preschoolers. To kindergarten. They literally dumb down the educational content they simplify. Dumb down isn't quite right, but it's that feeling. A grade level. Because that's what they felt was needed. And maybe that was analyzing their target audience. I don't know. But if you realize that's going on, then folks, let's be real. And let's know what our audience is, know what they want. That's why direct communication is so key. I love my Patreon, not just because I get some money from the most amazing people in the world, but because I can say, hey, I'm thinking of doing this book. Is it a good idea? You are the kind of people who buy my books. And once I do my Cyber Tacto at the end of this program, over there, I will be asking a question like that because I have a thought rattling around my head, and I'm not sure if it's a good one or not. Having direct communication is something that never before has been done at the levels we can as independent creators. So we need to maintain that. And I'm hoping that's useful for you. I've got looks like a comment dump, not a big one. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. 3 likes, 7 watching. Michaela's seeing 7 or 8. Guys, if you're liking this, please like it. And I know this is a little more I'm kind of going educational today, but like I said, there's a lot on my mind. And I think it's important that we talk the educational stuff sometimes. Okay? Because this is never going to be a straight up shill show. I have no problem with shill shows. I've been on them. I consider Nerd Bacon to be a sometimes shill show, but that's what it's about. Okay. My browser does that too all the time. Okay. Oh, thanks, Nick. We'll do. Thank you for your continuing support. Of course, Glenn. You're an amazing guy. You're doing amazing products. And I enjoy our conversations because one thing I like to do is live outside of the echo chamber. It is not comfortable always because that means I associate and talk to people who I may disagree with. You can do that. And sometimes it's a little uncomfortable because I have to reevaluate my opinions and what I hold as fact and things occasionally to see if I am accurate or if I am wrong. That's how one grows, by testing and exposure. Now, sometimes it's people will try to tell me that water is dry and the sky is pink right now. And it isn't. Nope. Double check. And water is not dry. That is, you have to have lines. But you're only going to grow and get new ideas if you expose yourself to new things and you let yourself, through being present, catch what the universe is trying to teach you. It's very hard to learn ideas in a box. And a lot of people do. They put on only the shows they like. They let the algorithm formulate so that they only see what they want to see. It's a very comfortable, very happy position to be in. You get fat, dumb, and happy. And there's nothing wrong with that if you reach the point where that's what you want. But if you want to engage with the world, and all of us do, because we're publishing, we're putting ourselves out there, we have to engage with the parts of the world we may not agree with. And hopefully we can all do this in a civil way. Let's see. Carl Witzman said, it's okay, Nick. At the last book show, the only books that we sold were the ones with the parental advisory bands. We're putting them on everything from now on. And that's an approach. See, no one knows it all. Does he know Glenn Don or myself? And just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't know. Of course. Expose yourself. That's what she said. Sorry, Nick, but you know me. I just had to. Oh, you gotta. That's why it's here. But so I want to put out something for you guys. Friday, I will be issuing a challenge that I issue to my friends annually with mixed success in preparation for Leafy Moss, which is a sacred holiday to me in many ways. That's a tongue-in-cheek response, but it's a tongue-in-cheek holiday, so it all works. Wow, I don't know how many years we've been celebrating this, quite some time. Now, part of Leafy Moss is a preparation for my annual October celebration, wherein we read A Night in the Lonesome October by Roger Zelazny, a wonderful book that's mostly out of print, but I've heard that they're doing some new editions soon. So getting that on PDF and reading it through the month of October is a family tradition. And it's one we've shared with our friends and encouraged them to, because it's a great universe. But exactly. Let's see. Just because I don't know how to say anything, expose yourself. Okay, here we are. Donna Carlene, I was thinking that last time I exposed myself, there was a lot of therapy involved for the other parties. Oh, but Trelena comes out okay. Therapy, is that what you kids are calling it these days? That's not the meaning of physical therapy, but boy, does my brain jump there. You guys are awful. I love you. A Blue Teddy narrations, I'm left leaning, but I tend to hang out in right leaning places for exactly that reason. Keeps me and my writing more honest. Exactly. I am politically centralist. I am left leaning in a lot of things. I've yet, much like my denomination religiously, I'm a Christian, but I have trouble finding the exact doctrine that fits. So I tend to take things issue by issue, which means at one moment I may seem incredibly right-leaning, in one moment I may seem incredibly left-leaning. And most of my more right-leaning stuff has to do with the fact that I like the Constitution for everybody. So I believe the right, I get kind of passionate on the Second Amendment. And that is the anchor that keeps me more towards that area. But I'm incredibly, for example, environmentally minded. I am technological progress minded. I believe that the government should serve the people, not the corporations. This usually teases everybody. But if we're talking physical, I do technically lean to the right because my right leg is an inch or two. Is not an inch or two. It's about 3/4 of an inch shorter. So I have to wear a pad and lift in one side to keep me mostly level, or else I walk in circles. But yeah. Oh wait, you mean I lean to the left too? Oh, you mean politically? We went to the same place, Johnny. Probably not. You probably were saying something else, and that's okay. I won't discuss that here. Don't want to put anybody to shame. But yeah, and I encourage creative discussion, and I do encourage positivity where possible. Apparently, we are. Donna. I haven't run a commercial in a while, so let me run a brand. We'll see what's going on. We'll see how everybody's doing. Who's next on the old block? I ran Frog G's new trailer. I want to get somebody I haven't done in a while. Oh, I haven't plugged my friend Robin Yoda, who's a streamer and just a really nice person. So I'll plug her stuff for a few seconds. Boom. Hello, boom. That's interesting.
Hi, bunnies. This is Robin Yoda. Just wanting to let you know I have a Twitch channel. Bunnies. It's twitch.tv/Robin Yoda. You can catch me there Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific playing Stardew Valley. Saturdays at 2 p.m. playing The Sims 4. And Sundays at 10 a.m. Pacific playing a random game from my Game Pass library. You can also find me Mondays on my YouTube channel, Robin Yoda the Lilac Bunny. I hope to see you all there. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, she's just, yes, I know. She usually just plays video games or reviews new games or movies or whatever. But it's so wholesome and it's so positive, and she has a lovely voice, and I've known her forever. So I want you guys to go out. I have a crazy idea, and it is one of my dreams, that everybody I promote, all I want them to have is 100 subscribers. If you can go beyond that, of course. I'm sitting at, I want to say 217 on this channel and 301 on my historical fencing channel because it's more niche. People know it. But I want them to have that because at 100 subscribers, they get their improved custom URL where they can say, my name is blah, blah, blah. And they can do that, and it makes their promotion so much easier. Oh, let's see. Yes, we're testing you. I'm a living trouble factory, and we love you for it because you keep things moving and honest. You are the tiger barb in a tank of neons. You're the guy who's going to keep the whole tank moving. And that's wonderful. And I appreciate you for that hard work. I try so hard to behave myself on your show. It's not the green room. And it's not. And I respect that because that lets me keep it open at a level that can pull more people in. Then they can hear, if you want more mature content, you can go to the green room. You can follow anything that Johnny Cage follows. You can go to Luke Stone Studios, and from there, you can find a level of what you're comfortable with. Her Majesty Empress Donna wants to be taken out to lunch soon, so I will say, everyone have a great day. You too, Carl. And do take Donna out to lunch. No boom today, boom tomorrow. She is speaking the words of the blessed Ivanova. Ivanova is always right. I will listen to Ivanova. If I ever do a stunt like that again, Ivanova will rip my lungs out. Yes. Ranger One herself. Anyway, enjoy lunch, you two. I'm trying to decide where to go to lunch today, too. Get yourself something fun. Take a second, get yourself something fun. Maybe a slushie. I'm a big fan of slushies. The diabetes means I don't get to get the slushies I want, but just found out she's getting Red Lobster. See y'all Friday. Bye-bye. Donna's bouncing on out to Red Lobster. It's all about those Chesapeake Bay cheesy biscuits. I understand this. No problem. Still a Dungeness crab guy. But my problem is I was brought, I'm a West Coast kid. It does show up once in a blue moon. And one of them is I got ruined because we went a couple times to this lovely place called Lincoln City, Oregon. Literally on the coast, like city, road, rocks, beach, Pacific Ocean. And there was a shack out there, a literal crab shack, where a guy would go out, he would dig a big, huge hole at low tide, and then come back at the next low tide and pull all the crabs out of it, walk it back across the street, and boil them up for you. Like that fresh. And, you were going because you'd have a pair of pliers in your back pocket so that you could sit out there and crack and just mow this out of a bag. That, friends, is the life. You will be harassed by seagulls. There will be sand. That's the life, and boy, do I miss it. But sorry you're not here, but enjoy that bologna sandwich. Hey, nothing wrong with a bologna sandwich. Tell you what, if you can find that Bar-S garlic bologna, cut a slice in it. Trust me, I'm old and fat. Fry it up. Maybe put a fried egg on that sandwich. Friends. A little bit of honey mustard. Ooh, you're making me hungry. And since you're making me hungry and I hear the rumblings of Little Man, let me run a commercial for our own Cindy Koepp, because I haven't seen her today. And I do love her, so I'm going to run her plug.
Author Cindy Koepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Koepp at CKOEPP.com today.
And I just want to thank all you folks who helped her get her game Stellari funded. That was a wonderful community effort, and I hope everyone has fun with that. Let's see. Comments are done. So I have. Let's do this. The rock and roll art goddess, also known as Koepp Rothermel, also known as a whole bunch of other things, is an artist. She's a creator. She's an instructor at middle schools, helping bring art into the lives of many people. She is working tirelessly to provide light and energy in the world. And we need to support that kind of effort, because you won't find someone who will encourage folks as radiantly and as energetically as her. So please check out her books. The Adventures of the Rock and Roll Art Goddess, Book 1. You can be a cell superhero, and Mrs. Rothermel's mindfulness. Contact her for more information. I need to get her links. She still hasn't given me the links. But please support her, because she's an amazing person. And we're down to 3 viewers. I've been on an hour 16. The comments have all basically stopped. So friends, expect more from me in this channel very soon. This Friday, there's some good stuff coming down the line. And the Historical Fencing Guild, I'm getting content going. If you want to watch me suffer, this Friday at 8 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, I will be hosting the Historical Fencing Guild's first ever Cursed Sword review. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna hurt. I'm stammering because of the incoming agony, the ripples of what they will inflict upon me. So, I know. Yeah, I'm checking that constantly. I can't see. The other thing with this is, and thank you for following the rules, guys. No gore, no nudity on the weapons, because some weapons are gory or they're depicted as body parts. I'd like to avoid that, because I don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. And YouTube, because that channel, I teach people the basics of swordsmanship, and we talk about Western and Eastern martial arts. Because I reference knives and that, sometimes I get launched into the algorithm as a Second Amendment channel, which means, unfortunately, I have to fight real hard to keep that channel going. It is watched constantly. So please come on there, enjoy me suffering. I may have a product review. I may have some more announcements. Good things are coming. Yeah, yes, don't make that sword look like your sword. Guys, I've played Saints Row 3 a lot. If you know, you know. If not, don't look it up. But after that lovely bit of shenaniganry, and I think I've hit most of the people I don't normally hit. Yeah, you know what we'll do? Give you one more shot at the Hybrids Remastered, because you can still get that through Luke Stone, to the best of my knowledge. So we'll plug that, give folks a chance for any parting comments, and then we'll end it.
Welcome to Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. The epic remaster of the original Trash Day arc is now being collected in a standard trade paperback. With more story, more art, and behind-the-scenes information, this book is the way creator Luke Stone intended the story to be told. This special Arrow Comics Remastered edition is full of energy and excitement. Critically acclaimed and one of independent comics' favourite teen books, you are sure to find yourself lost in this expansive universe. So, secure your copy today in this crowd-funded group buy. Once the funds are collected, the books will be sent off to print and delivered post-haste. Luke and the Arrow Comics team have a perfect record of fulfillment. You can pledge with confidence.
Blue Teddy says, thanks for the stream. Have a lovely day, everyone. You too, Blue Teddy. And Joe's signing off. We'll have a great day. Folks, if you want to support Please feel free to throw me any donations you can at paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. It never hurts. Remember, well, that needs to go there. Remember to let cat art. And you can join my Patreon at patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. I need to get in there and just do some work. It's just been difficult to have time in my study due to my obligations. But the other things that are coming, and it's really cool, will be announced Friday. So get prep your writing juices. Get flowing. I wanna see what people can create. That there's something coming, and I'll be in on it too. And then we'll go from there. Have a great day. I'll see everyone Friday if I'm awake. Understood. If not, catch it in the reruns. Reruns are fine. I've got some good content on this episode, I think. So, guys, be sure to write. Be sure to create. Draw. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't be afraid to fail. You saw my first hybrid video where I was trying to see what I could do with what I have. It was a thing, and oddly, as humorously as disparaging of it as it was, because I stammered my way through it. I'm more shamed by my performance than anything else, because I didn't expect it to work, so I didn't have a script prepped. Create, because you know what you can do? You can edit it, you can fix it, you can tweak it, you can improve it, you can peer review it. But you can edit a blank page. So I will see you next time for the next episode of Nevermind the Furthermore.